Hello, it's Ileana, and I'm going to just power through a couple of process videos for you. And the reason I'm going so fast is because this is the first one of a challenge, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute, to make a random layout. I've just kind of given the game away at the beginning title anyway. And so I'm just going to whiz right through. I'm slowing down the bits where I think might be slightly interesting. For example, the fact that I try to cleverly emulate the stereo speakers in the background texture, because I do like a little bit of repetition in my designs. But design is a bit of a loose word on this one, because actually it turned out to be one heap of mess. Not least because I decided to go with some kind of ectoplasm-esque background there. Who knows what I was thinking? I was trying to think zesty, fresh and light, and I ended up with a splurge of grossness. So I thought you might just like to see that I did at least put some effort into this this whole game that we've been playing. And I say we, right, this is the marvellous Tanya Hubbard, who set a challenge kind of as a background to that. There were some discussions around using some slightly random elements in our scrapbooking, and how to varying degrees we like or dislike that. And so Tanya made this amazing layout of her younger daughter. Well, she might not be the young, I don't know if she's younger or not, but anyway, when she was younger, and a funny joke that she told about a zebra, and so she got to incorporate a zebra, as well as some headphones, as well as a tucked away pineapple and a flamingo, and we all have some thoughts on those, I'm sure. And so this is where I decided to pull out a few elements of my own that I'd been struggling with. For example, that Dear Lizzie stereo, those musical notes that I got in a quirky kit, and that delightful flamingo from the Fine and Dandy collection. And just incorporate some of these mad things, oh, and the balloons, can't forget the balloons, into the layout. And that's kind of roughly what I've ended up with on here. The final still shows that I've moved one of the musical notes to nestle in with the balloons at the end, and I've removed that flamingo, and I'm going to be using that on the next layout. I just found this a whole mess. So scratch that. I'll show you a few stills anyway. So hello again. Thank you if you stuck around, if that first half didn't put you off too much. This is the second layout, my second attempt at going random. Now, I suppose if you've been watching me a while, you might realise that I don't mind a bit of the old random. The one thing I would say is I don't really like using elements that have no bearing on a layout. I kind of like to make elements and ephemera and such tell part of the story. So here's my attempt at kind of bringing those in, but also going true random and using elements that have no bearing. Some of the papers are old and some are newer. The Acorn Avenue is very new to me, and the Ready Set Go, or Ready whatever it was anyway, by Amy Tan is a very old paper line, and I'm just slapping those down as my background now. You can see the elements I'm about to go with. Actually, I think I used those all of them, but I thought I'd stitch down the edges, and then I had a wrestle with the sewing machine. It would not stitch gold thread for me, it just kept snapping, and so then I think I just went a little bit wild. Because it was working, the white thread just ended up going all around the page, and that wasn't really what I was going for, folks. I was trying to go with a bit of being able to kind of have those ruffled and loose a little bit more in the background, but I've stitched it all down and that's what it is. It's just not what I meant. And then I've gone with some Wanderlust that came in my last quirky kit, plus the back of the same paper, which ends up hardly showing. I think it's a tiny peek out of the edge, so it's a bit of a waste really. I don't like wasting. Ooh, but anyway, so only the bottom and top corners on the right really show. What can you do? It's all in the name of experimentation, this. And so I think this is the Dear Lizzie, possibly. Anyway, some kind of a confetti paper that won't end up top and bottom, it'll end up side by side. And then some tissue paper that came as a wrapping for one of the little bundles in my quirky kit before this one. And I've tried to make it look a bit like curtains. I should have just left it. I've put far too much effort into ruffling and folding that for how little it shows. I don't know if it gives the right texture either. This was really cute, the Oreo confetti acetate piece. And I played around with that a lot more than the camera shows. I've cut out where I thought to layer that. And you'll see it go down the left side, and I quite like that. And now I'm pulling in the ephemera pack that is from the Maggie Holmes confetti. Is it confetti? I don't know. Is it Maggie Holmes? Now I'm doubting myself, but anyway, so I'm sure you would all recognise those. Some elements that came from that. Some of the teal and sparkly gold, and those pink pieces came from the Quirky kit. They're just vellum, kind of look like paint swipes, but they're quite cool just for a bit of added texture. So anyway, and also that clear acetate camera from an older Quirky kit. Slow motion for the flamingo. We had a wrestle. There were feathers flying everywhere. I can tell you, it was a bit too sticky. I think because it knew that I'd picked it off the last layout, it really just didn't want not to be used. I'm staying. I'm here. He's not happy about coming off. So anyway, that's fine. It's here he is, little fella, fine and dandy. And then I think that's where I move my side pieces and make some decisions there, because this was not a decisive kind of layout for me, and in fact there's just a little bit too much going on. I really wanted to incorporate all the elements, because for having picked them all out, I just wanted to get them on, but then it was becoming very cluttered. And this party dress thing that you see there, I don't quite know. I have no girls, and I therefore don't have a reason to use it, so I just wanted to get it down on a layout that was broadly about me trying on dresses. However, I've realised that that's actually a little girl's dress, and that makes this a creepy layout. And that's because I've also incorporated the chipboard, the dapper man wearing his white suit and bearing flowers. And I love it when I get to incorporate things that my lovely mum has given me to use in my crafts. Why she ever had him in the first place, I don't know. But anyway, here he is. He's landed here, and it was a kind of getting to the point of use it or lose him. And frankly, I would have been quite happy to lose him, because he doesn't make me feel happy at all. I can't really explain it. He's probably really gorgeous. It's the sort of guy that I can imagine my grandmother thinking that he was delightful or something like that, but I just find him really creepy. And I don't know also if it's the younger me on the page, and I know I look about 12, and then there's the girls' party dress, and the whole thing just looks really wrong to me. But I just wanted to get it down. Oh, poor fellow, he's been perfectly respectable, and he's just standing there with flowers. It's just that I haven't. Anyway, just moving on. So yeah, I've just chopped up some tags and things, and pushed in a little heart and bird motif behind the man's shoulder that my mum stamped, and that's really cute and sweet, so that's going down there now. So I suppose, folks, my challenge would be to everybody that wants to join in is to just feel at ease about, says she, you know, feel at ease about using your random elements, things that have been kicking around and you're thinking, I'm just going to stick these in the bin. Don't put them on a layout instead, because that'll be far more fun for us all to see, especially right now that we're all talking about them, you know, the flamingos and the pineapples and the anythings. So there goes my title, and I've decided to go on the whole play on words thing. As you saw at the very beginning, I had jotted on the back of that photograph exactly where it was taken, and this was me playing around in the old Monsoon changing rooms of Inverness when I lived there, and doing selfies before selfies, because I don't think I would have got my camera to focus close. So I think I've done a clever trickery with the mirror there to get my face in. Haha. So that Monsoon relationship is the play on words to the whole thing of that whirlwind relationship. And I wonder if that's another reason I find this creepy, is that I never dated that guy, and he's not my husband, and I really love my husband, and I really like layouts with him and I on them. So, but anyway, all tongue-in-cheek, in jest, for fun. And then I decided that the letters didn't pop enough. I was hoping to overlay the word that on top of Monsoon, but it got lost, so I've lifted it up, put it on the picture, And then I go round the journaling card and write the journaling, which says, at the age of 22, it was somewhat more fun to try the dresses on than to actually buy them. I know I didn't take that one home, nor he me, laugh out loud. And if I did go clubbing in Inverness, it wouldn't have been to anywhere particularly sophisticated. And I've also gone round with a few of those little alpha pieces that came in the Like Forever kit this month from the Acorn Avenue kit, and some of those say things like selfie and be beautiful and laugh and sparkle and shine bright forever. So that was nice to use a few of those up as well. And the final touches have been just to stick a few dots round here and there, some jewels and gems and such from my collection, as well as some metal coin, well, notes really, 20 and £10 notes just round the edges of the picture. And I just gave the whole rest of those to my boys. For some reason I'd been hoarding those, but it was nice to just get a couple of those down on a layout for sure. So that's about it. Here are the stills. I hope you enjoy those and that I haven't put you off too much. So for any current subscribers, that's new and old, and thank you so much that you are, by the way. I really appreciate that. I hope this hasn't put you off too much. Please don't unclick. It'll be great to have you back for another layout soon. And for anyone who has just happened upon my channel and wants to click subscribe, that'd be fantastic. And I can't guarantee the next one won't be random, but I promise I'll behave myself so much better next time. Bye!